Alright, we're going to pick up with the second part of the review. So I'm going to start off with number 11. First thing that I probably want to do is I'll probably want to change this one. So it's 2/5. So if I type that in my calculator, this should be minus 0.4. Okay, so I see that it's an addition. So the rule for that was you just drop all of the parentheses. So you have 6x cubed minus 3x squared plus 5x minus 1 plus 4x cubed plus x squared minus 0.4x minus 7. So then I do my cubes, 6x cubed plus 4x cubed, so that gives you a 10x to the third power. Then I do my squares right there, so that gives me a negative 2x squared. Then I do my x's, so that's 5 minus 0.4, so that's a plus 4.6x. And then I do my two constants, and that they add up to be a negative 8. So that's my final answer for number 11. Number 12, it says to subtract. So remember the rule for subtraction, that you drop the parentheses, but everything behind the minus, you're going to have to change to its opposite sign. So what you really have then is 4x to the fourth minus 3x squared plus 11x minus 8 minus 2x to the fourth plus 8x squared minus 5x plus 1. Let's see, this is positive here, so negative here, positive here, positive here, negative here, negative here, positive. So yes, that's true. So let's start off with the fourth power. So I have a 4 minus 2, which is a positive 2, so 2x to the fourth. Second powers, right there, so that's a negative 3 plus 8, which is a positive 5x squared. My x's, so that's 11 minus 5, so that's a positive 6x. And then your two constants add up to be a negative 7. Number 13 is the same thing. You're subtracting. So here is my subtraction sign, and you want to change the signs behind the minus to its opposite. So really I have 9a squared b to the 7th minus 4a to the 8th b plus 5a to the 4th b to the 9th minus 2a to the 4th b to the 9th minus 5a squared b to the 7th plus 3a to the 8th b minus addition. So yes, the signs did change. So let me start off with this one. A squared b to the 7th. A squared b to the 7th, that is here. So I have 9 minus 5, so that's going to be a 4a squared b to the 7th. Let me do this one. A to the 8th b, a to the 8th, that's this one here at the end. So that's a negative 4 plus 3, that's a negative 1. So it's just going to be a negative a to the 8th b. And then we have these two here, which add up to be a positive 3 a to the 4th b to the 9th. All right, number 14. Simplify with positive exponents only. So we want to distribute this to the 4. Remember, there's a 1 right there that you don't see. Let me zoom in a little bit more. There we go. Here, here, and there. So we really have 4 squared, x to the negative 10th, you multiply, y to the 12th, and z to the negative 14. The only thing that you're going to move here in this situation, the x and the z. So really you have 4 squared y to the 12th over x to the 10th z to the 14th. And the last thing you're going to do is you're going to take care of that 4 squared, because that's easy enough for you to say that it is 16. So you have 16 y to the 12th over x to the 10th z to the 14th. When you divide like basis, you subtract the exponents. So this is going to be x to the 17 minus a negative 3. A minus all of a sudden becomes a positive, so x to the 20th. And that's it. That's supposed to be an exponent, so we're going to have to give it to everything inside. So you have a to the negative 15, b to the 30th over c to the, oh no, my mistake, it's a negative 5. Yeah, so this should have been a to the positive 15, b to the negative 30, c to the negative 10, and d to the 20th. So the only thing that I have to move here is this one to the bottom and this one to the top. So I officially have a to the 15th, c to the 10th, over b to the 30th, d to the 20th. Number 17 is talking about dividing. Remember, we're going to scratch this out and just divide everything by that. So we have 4x to the 5th, y to the 3rd. 4x to the 5th, y to the 3rd. 4x to the 5th, y to the 3rd. So 36 divided by 4 is a 9. Everything cancels here. Everything cancels here. So you're just left with that 9. Plus 52 divided by 4. Let's check that out. 13. So 13. You subtract the exponent. So 13 minus 5 is 8. So x to the 8th, y to the first power, minus 6 x to the first power, and then y to the 4th. Number 18, you want to distribute that 6x to everything. So you have, let's see, 6x times 2x squared, so that's 12x to the 3rd. 6x times 7x, so that's plus 42x squared. 6x times negative 1, so that's a negative 6x. And then you want to do the same thing to the negative 5. So you have negative 5 times 2x squared, so that's a negative 10x squared. Negative 5 times a 7x, so that's a negative 35x. And then a negative 5 times a negative 1 is a positive 5. And then what we do is we combine our like terms. The only thing that I see that we can combine are these two here and these two here. So 12x to the third stays. This right here is a positive 32x squared. This right here is a negative 41x, and then the plus 5. Make sure I didn't make any mistakes. If I do make mistakes, please let me know. It should match up what we did in the in class. All right, let's look at number 19. This one is dividing, but it's talking about the process that we learned in class, synthetic division. So what we do is we take this x plus 5, set it equal to 0, subtract 5 on both sides, so we get x is equal to negative 5. Then you kind of want to see if there is order. What I mean by order is the exponents. 3, 2, 1, constant. So there is order. So what you do is you line up the coefficients. 2, 13, 14, and a negative 5. Leave a little bit of space. Always drop down your first one. Multiply those two, so 2 times a negative 5 is a negative 10. Always add 13 minus 10, so that's 3. And repeat the process. 3 times a negative 5 is a negative 15. Add those and you get a 1. Then 1 times a negative 5 is a negative 5. Let me make sure. I feel like I made a mistake somewhere. Let's see, 2, 13, 14, and a negative 5. Bring down the 2. 2 times a negative 5 is a negative 10. So 13 minus 10 is a 3 times a negative 5 is a negative 15. 14 plus a negative 15. There we go. Is a negative 1. And then a negative 1 times a negative 5 is a positive 5. And you add those two and you get a 0. So we have start to the 1 power less. So x squared, x, constant, and remainder. So we officially have 2x squared plus 3x minus 1 as our answer. And then we have one more, number 20. So if we take a look at number 20, we have same type of problem, x minus 3, set it equal to 0. Add 3 to both sides, so you get x is equal to 3. If you look at the polynomial, is there order? 3, 2, there is no order. You're missing the one with the 1, and then your constant. So here we go. The one that's 3 has a coefficient of 3. The one that's 2 has a coefficient of negative 7. The one that I'm missing is going to be 0, and then we have the negative 18. Leave some space. drop down your first one, which is 3. 3 times 3 is 9. Add those 2 and you get 2. 2 times 3 is 6. Add those 2 and you get 6. 6 times 3 is 18. Add those 2 and you get 0. So you start one power less, so this is x squared, this is x, this is constant, this is your remainder. So your official answer is 3x squared plus 2x plus 6. Hopefully everything that we did, or I did on this video, matches with the answers that you got on the review when we did it in class. What I'm going to do is I'm going to upload these solutions to the Blackboard. If you caught a mistake on my videos, I would appreciate it if you let me know. That way I can go back and kind of make note of it. So if you don't have anything else, that's it for the video. Good luck on your test. It is on this upcoming Monday. Also, do not forget that you have homework due on Sunday night. Have a good weekend.